Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lightweights Podcast. Today's guest, returning guest.
Yes.
Rylee Arnold of Dancing with the Stars. You did your first podcast here a couple months ago.
And now I'm back. It's crazy.
What a journey you've had in Hollywood.
Seriously, like the things that have happened since I've been in this seat. It's just insane.
So last time you were here was before the first episode of Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
Holy crap.
I know.
How many weeks did you end up doing?
So I ended up doing 9. We got eliminated on week 9, which is insane. I did not expect to make it that far. Like, legit. I was thinking maybe like week 4 max. So the fact that we made it to week 9 is just insane.
And do you think that... I'm still confused on the whole voting.
Yes.
So the judges... And there's the fan votes, and they weigh them in together?
Yeah, so it's like half is the judges' like scores they give us, and then half is the votes that we get. And if you're like winning in votes, then it really does not matter like what your scores are each week. And I guess that was the case for me and Harry because our scores weren't always the best, obviously. And our votes, I guess there was just, we had enough audience voting for us each week that like pushed us through, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think was the hardest week? Because each week is a different.
Yeah.
Was the alien makeup hard to dance in?
Yes. It was actually, well, no, it wasn't hard to dance in, but it was just like a long day because we started literally, I came to the studios at 6:15 a.m. and they didn't stop applying makeup on me like the whole entire day. Like my makeup wasn't finished until I went on, which is insane.
Did Harry have the same amount of time?
Yes. Like,
wow.
It was crazy. My whole body was pink. It took like a week to get the pink like actually gone off of my body. But that was honestly a really hard week because it was the first week that we had to do like 2 dances in 1 week because we had like a little like thing we did along with our competition dance. So I feel like that was the first week where it was kind of like, okay, this is where like everything starts, which is like...
There were tons of tabloids.
Yes.
Lots of news articles.
Yes.
The last dance before you guys were eliminated.
Uh-huh.
The judge asked, did you guys kiss? Was there a moment?
There wasn't a kiss. There was not. Which is interesting because I'm like, what? Why would we kiss in the middle of the dance? Like, of all places in the dance, it got to be like the beginning or the end, but the middle, and it was like not even a moment, but I just got really close to his face on that part, and I think maybe like the shadows or the camera angle really made it look like we kissed, but we didn't.
He leaned into it so hard. He's like, yes, we
yes.
did.
He was like, yes, a little bit. I'm like, Harry! I didn't give you permission to say that.
Now, there was also something else where he gifted you a bracelet.
Yes,
you have
did.
it.
I do have it. I'm wearing it right now.
And this was just a thank you?
Yes. Just a thank you for an amazing season, amazing time together. I mean, I had a hard time accepting it because it is literally the most beautiful bracelet I've ever seen in my entire life. But he's so sweet.
That's so cool.
I know. He's the best.
Everyone wants to know, too, are you guys going to remain friends? What's going to happen going forward?
I mean, I hope we stay friends because our relationship is just so fun and we really just like connected a lot. And when you're in the show, it's like the person and the partner you're with, you just like build this connection because you go through so much together, like so much like, I don't know, just stress and anxiety. And I think that we like really bonded and had a good time together. So, I mean, I hope so. It's going to be hard because like I live in Utah, he lives here. So we'll see what ends up happening. But I think we'll definitely stay in touch.
And you guys spend Thanksgiving together?
Yes. Yeah. He came to my family's Thanksgiving. They came down to California to like do Thanksgiving here so I could be there. And he joined, and it was really fun. He had a good time, I think, and all my nieces and nephew love him, so it was really cute.
All over my TikTok feed, people are speculating, like, why is he there for Thanksgiving? What's that like constantly being the subject of speculation?
It's kind of crazy. Like, especially for my first season, like, it's kind of crazy that I was a part of the most talked about couple. Like, we were the most talked about couple this season, and that's just insane because you're like, what do I do now? Like, I have to be careful with everything that I do, which is crazy. But, I mean, Harry didn't have any plans for Thanksgiving. My family always goes all out for Thanksgiving, all the dinner, all the games. So I was like, Harry's got to join. He's got to have a Thanksgiving this year. So he came along.
What was the feeling like when you found out you got eliminated?
I feel like it was bittersweet. It was definitely bittersweet because it's like, you look back on all like the memories and experiences you had that season and you're just like, oh my gosh, that was so cool and so special. And the fact that that was like my dream and I made it that far on the show, I was like just in tears over like the joy and like the feeling of that. But at the same time, it was like we made it to the quarterfinals. There's only 2 weeks left of the whole entire show. So we were like so close to the end. But like most of it was just like, I can't believe I did that. And like, that is so awesome.
Is it almost a cliffhanger every single week? You're like, oh my, waiting until you hear the judge's response?
Yes. No, it is such a cliffhanger. Because like sometimes I have a vibe of who's like getting eliminated that night. But like most of the time I didn't. And it was like, is it going to be us? Like, I don't know. Are people voting for us? Like, it's hard to tell.
And you have no idea about the fan votes?
No idea. All you know is about the judges' scores. And obviously, based on our judges' scores, it was like, okay, we could possibly be going home. But we have no idea who's voting for us, how many votes we're getting. But it's obviously quite a bit.
Did any of the judges get inside your head with their scoring each week?
Not for me, no. I feel like I take like what they say and I'm like, great, I know what I need to do. But I feel like it really got to Harry because it's like he's never danced before. And for his first time ever dancing before, it's in front of live TV, a live audience, and people who are judging him and telling him like how to do it, what to do. So I think it was kind of like, oh, like this is like serious. Like I need to take what they're doing. I mean, take what they're saying and like do it. But I think it kind of got to him because it's like his first time ever like doing something like this and he's like getting judged for it, you know, and that's kind of hard.
Did he walk out of each show thinking, I need to prove them wrong and do better?
Oh, yes, for sure. I mean, each week he like wanted to like improve and get better. And like every rehearsal he worked so hard, which I'm so grateful for because that was just like a breeze and felt so nice. But yeah, like I think what he's like, what they would say, he's like, definitely, I don't want to hear that again. And like, I want to be better. So they don't say it, you know?
And did he just put his whole trust in you? Like, Rylee, you got to show me what to do.
Basically, yeah. Like, I think he like really trusted me and that I would like put his best foot forward. And like, yeah, I think he trusted me.
Who are you calling on the drive home to see how it went?
I'm calling my sister Lindsay for sure. She's like my rock. And like she's been through all of it. So I feel like whenever I would have like a question or something I wanted to like figure out, it was always Lindsay. She like always calmed me down, always hyped me up as well, made me feel better. Also gave me like the hard truth sometimes, but I love her. And she was always the person I called.
Did she ever help you with dances?
Oh, yes, for sure. She definitely helped me. There was like a lot of the choreography obviously was me because that is like my job. So I did like the majority of our dances, but there's like times like throughout the week, like I'll send her videos of our dances that I teach Harry and she's like, oh, maybe you should change this little part or like do something here. And she like actually helped me a lot throughout all of my dances.
And are you taking into factor Harry's skill level as to what moves you guys are doing?
Oh, yes, for sure. Yeah, because obviously I'm not going to like do something that he can't do. And because he's not a dancer, it's hard to like actually choreograph like a dancing dance on him. Does that make sense? Like with a lot of steps and stuff because he's never done this before and it's hard for somebody to do that. So I feel like I definitely had to choreograph like to his strengths and what he can do. But that's another thing is it's like when I prep choreo, it's going to have to change when I actually get with Harry because there's going to be certain things that just don't really work on him or there's things that like he looks more comfortable doing. So like that's another thing where it's like prepping is hard because you're like once you get in the studio and you're with your partner, it's like what can he do?
And speaking of choreo, you created a TikTok dance trend.
Insane. Like insane. I can't believe it. But it's like kind of fitting for like me and Harry because it's like we're both kind of in that like social media scene. Like we always made content on TikTok and then like my very first dance as a pro on Dwts Stars became a viral TikTok trend and like actually people did it. I remember seeing the first one and I was like, I wonder if this is like going to spread and this is going to become something. And then now there's like thousands of people doing it and it's so crazy and so cool.
Another crazy thing.
Yes.
I saw a lot of Harry Rylee Halloween costumes.
Yes. That was so cool. Like getting tagged in videos on Halloween and they're wearing like our costumes and they're like dressed up as us. I'm like,
there were some girls I thought were you.
Oh, that's so good. No,
their outfits were insane.
Yes. No, it's crazy. I'm like, I can't believe like somebody dressed up as me for Halloween. Like that is so cool.
What's that feel like going, because over the summer you were going to school.
Yes.
You had plans to go to school. Like, this wasn't on your radar at all.
No. Well, I mean, like, I always wanted to do it, but it was like, before I moved, I kind of had to, like, think of some plan Bs and be like, am I going to go to school? Like, what am I going to do with my life? And now that I'm here, it happened all so quickly. And now it's like, it's done. And it's like, what just happened? Like, this is crazy.
What was that like, being thrown into all eyes on you?
Yeah. It was actually kind of awesome. Like, I loved every single minute of it. Like, I still look back and, like, I've made, like, some of the most amazing, like, core memories I'll ever have in my entire life. But it was, like, really awesome. And, like, it was something that I wanted to do for so long. And I was, like, so excited to do it one day. So the fact that I got to do it and, like, experience it in full swing, that's the thing, is it's like my first season was like, bam, like, it was a season to remember, which is crazy. And I'm just, like, so grateful that it all turned out the way that it did.
What would you say were some of the highlights that came along with it, from being like you and Harry being like the it couple?
I feel like we got to get invited to a lot of things. Like, I feel like we went to a lot of things, like, outside of our rehearsal. I mean, like, just making TikToks and, like, making content with Harry is so fun, and thinking of content ideas and, like, doing that throughout rehearsal is just so much fun. And I feel like that was, like, one of the highlights, is just, like, making fun TikToks and having people, like, love it and, like, enjoy it.
Everyone knew we did a podcast together, so people are always asking me questions like, they're at the concert together, you see them holding hands, they're going through the crowd, they're like, something's happening. Yeah. That was crazy.
No, it was, okay, that was the first thing that I was like, oh my gosh, people actually know who I am. Because I think Tate McRae's, like, I think her fans that were there at her concert were also maybe part of our demographic. So we're leaving this concert, and, like,
Harry's pretty tall, so he sticks out.
He sticks out, and you just see Harry. But, like, actually, it was insane. People were, like, swarming us. Like, I was, like, pinned against a wall at one point, and I was like, what is happening? There was, like, people taking pictures. They're like, Harry Rylee picture. Like, it was insane. So, out of natural behavior, I grab Harry's hand so I don't lose him in the crowd, because we had already lost, like, Lele and her friend. So I grab Harry's hand. People get videos of us walking out holding hands. It was a safety thing. I didn't want to get alone, and neither did Harry. But it was actually, like, one of the first things that I was like, oh my gosh, like, we're actually, like, people know who we are, which is crazy.
Would you read a lot of the comments online about the two of you?
Yes. I read them all. Like, you can't stop me from reading them. I mean, it's fun. Yeah. Like, I love to, like, see what people have to say or what people think about it, because it's kind of fun.
Why do you think that so many people were invested in the two of you? Do you think it was just, like, the times, the age demographic, like...
Yeah, I have no, like, I don't know what, like, struck it so much. I think we really branded ourselves well in the beginning with, like, the content, and, like, we showed that we were, like, a fun couple.
Especially outside the studio.
Yes, like, there was things that we were, like, doing outside, like, hanging out together, so I think that, like, definitely sparked it. But obviously, we're both young, we're both single, so I think it was just one of those things where it was, like, oh, could there be something happening? You know, just something like that. But, like, I really don't know, like, exactly what drew people in.
I think that's what carried it, too, because you said it last time you were here, how the relationship outside of rehearsal is also something. So when people see you going to concerts together, going to Halloween parties together, like, they kind of suspect something.
Yes.
But, like, also exactly that. You guys are young. Like, you aren't really from here. You guys don't have families. So, of course, you're going to hang out.
Exactly. Well, yeah. And Harry, like... he helped me experience LA better. Like, I'm so glad that he was my first partner when I first moved down here, because it was like he helped me, like, find people and, like, have experiences and do fun LA things, which I'm so grateful for. But yeah, like, we were put in this environment where we got really close and we just hung out outside of things, and that's just kind of how it was. Yeah.
Did you ever lean into the relationship rumors a little?
Naturally, I think, but we never were like, okay, we need to lean into this, so it's, like, a thing. But I think it's just, like, naturally, I think we kind of...
Yeah, and I think that's just Harry's personality, too, of, like, yeah, of course we kissed.
Yeah, like... I'm like, Harry. No, there was one, we did press after the show one time, and it was so weird. Like, someone asked, like, about our chemistry and, like, just like how much chemistry we had. And he was like, yeah, like I'm hoping we have a lot of chemistry. And he was like, she's pregnant. He said that I was pregnant in front of press. I was like, Harry, where is this even coming from? But it was like this, like, he just says out of pocket things sometimes that I'm like, okay, you can't listen to that.
What's the conversation with the two of you like after you find out like you're going to the next week? Do you guys text each other as soon as you're done? Like, okay, we got to work on this and that? Or do you just save it until rehearsal? Like, what do you guys do?
Usually we save it till rehearsal. Usually I'll give him like a nice like text like, you did so good. Like, good job. I'm excited for this week. Get some good rest. Like, that's usually how the conversation goes. But we're like excited. But at the same time, like that like Wednesday after the show is the hardest day ever because you have to hit like the restart button and like start thinking about another dance. You have to like start over a whole nother really hard week. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, let's buckle up for this week. Like, obviously the week gets better because we love it. But those first couple of days, like when you're first learning your new dance, it's like really hard. And it's hard for both me and the celebrity.
Did you ever think he was going to throw in the towel and just be like, I'm over it. We're done. That's my Harry accent.
I mean, no, I never thought he was going to give up because that's not Harry's personality. And he loved it. Like, I genuinely think he loved it and he worked hard and he liked the hard work and he liked the routine. But there was a couple times where it was like we both shut down a little bit and it was just like, it just challenged us like mentally and physically. And I think it was kind of just like, ooh.
What do you mean by shut down?
Like, it gets to a point where, well, obviously we got a lot of hate along with like staying on the show because people didn't think that we like deserved to continue to be on because like our scores didn't improve, just stuff like that. So I think we were kind of battling that, like feeling like people like maybe didn't want us there. And it was kind of like, why are we still in the competition if people don't even want us there? It was like kind of hard motivation. And so we kind of just like, it was like, oh, how do we like keep the motivation up and like keep wanting to do this if there's people behind us saying like, you don't deserve to be here, you shouldn't be a part of it type deal.
When you're seeing that, are the producers telling you like, you got to ignore it, you got to power through?
Yes.
Are they trying to keep your morals up?
Yes. The producers, I mean, the whole Dance with Stars family is literally the sweetest people you'll ever meet. And like, it doesn't feel like a dance competition when you're in it. It just feels like your own like personal journey and like your own like memory type deal, which I love. But yeah, they were definitely like behind us, like telling us that like there's people voting for you and a lot of people voting for you clearly because you're still here. So there's a lot more people that love you than they hate you. And I think that was another thing that I had to like help Harry with too, because Dancing with the Stars fans are like they're pretty intense and they're loyal. They like that it's a dance competition and they like their dancers. And so you kind of have to just like push past that because obviously there's people who were voting for us who loved us a lot more than the hate people. So it was one of those things where I had to like explain that to Harry that like it's okay. Like people are going to leave comments, but like the nice people aren't going to leave any. So we just have to like hold on to that.
You being the freshman, were any of the seasoned pros
yes
not favorable toward you?
No, all of them were so sweet. They were so supportive. They were so kind. And just proud of me. Like, I'm just so grateful that I have those people by my side because they were actually so awesome. And I couldn't have done it with, like any of them.
Did you get close with anyone specifically?
I mean, I was really close already with Brandon Armstrong. He's one of the guy pros because we, like, grew up in Utah together. But he's really awesome. Sasha Farber is another, like, favorite. He's, like, such a close friend. But, like, yeah, there's, like, a couple people that, like, in rehearsals, because you're in rehearsals with everybody else, kind of, you like go to them and you like talk to them and you talk to their celebrity, because like Allison and Sasha were me and Harry's like go-to. Like if we were in the studio with them and we had like a 10-minute break, we would like go to them and just like talk. And there's just like, it's those kind of moments like during the show that you like, that's what I'm gonna miss the most, is just like the relationships that you have like throughout. But all the people that I met, it was just like so special and like friendships that will last forever.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
About the show, because prior to that, obviously you've done dance competitions, but now you're doing it in front of America.
Yeah.
How did that change the way that you performed?
Well, honestly, it didn't change much. It was kind of crazy. The first episode we're about to start the dance and you're so consumed about your partner and worried about like how he's feeling, making sure he's not nervous. Like you're literally not even thinking about yourself. Like I did not think about myself whatsoever.
Is that because you worked so hard to already learn the dance that you don't think
like
about?
It's just second nature in my brain. And I just want to make sure that Harry goes out there, he feels comfortable, he feels confident. So you're so hyper focused on your partner. Like literally before our very first dance started, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can perform in front of these people in the crowd. Like, it's no big deal. I've done this before. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait, this is my very first dance as a pro on Dance with Stars. And this is on TV. Like, I literally thought that in my brain and I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm stressed. And like, it was so funny how that like felt. But I feel like each week I kind of just blocked out the fact that it's on TV, and I felt like I was just performing for the people that were like in the room at the time, and it really like calmed me down. And also I'm just thinking about Harry's feelings, so I don't really have time to think about my nerves.
Yeah. Heidi D'Amelio was here and she talked about that same thing where she only thought she was performing to the room and completely forgot that it was televised.
Yes.
Does that cross your mind too? Like, you're literally only focused on what's happening there?
Yes, basically. Like, the cameras are just, like, filming me. Like, it's not, like, people watching me behind the camera. Like, I never think that there's, like, millions of people back home watching it, which there are. But, like, I just can't think about it because then that would, like, definitely freak me out or make me mess up or something.
Would you watch the playback of the night before?
Oh, yes, for sure.
The whole thing?
Yes. Usually when I go home on Tuesday night, I like go and sit on my couch and watch the full episode because I just like, I love watching it and I like to see like how our package ended up and like our dance and all that.
Package meaning your dance?
Yes. Well, and like the thing they play like before, just all of it. Like I like to just see all of it and just see how it looks. But also it's like you're thinking about your next dance like days before, like...
So, Rylee, this is crazy.
Yes, I don't know how to think about this. So, like, you're thinking about your next week's dance before you even know if you're going to get eliminated. So, you have to, like, sometimes I would prep choreo for the next week before I even knew if I was going to get eliminated or something.
Because you already had your song and you already knew what you were supposed to do.
Yes. You know, like, so far in advance. So, sometimes Tuesday nights, I'm either on my couch rewatching the episode or I'm, like, in my gym choreographing the next dance, which is crazy.
Are we ever going to see the dance that you were supposed to have for next week?
I never actually prepped it.
Oh.
Which maybe is the reason I didn't make it or something. Like maybe that's my superstition is I need to prep it before the episode happens. But no, it never existed. But it was going to be fun. I knew the song.
What dance were you most impressed with how you guys did?
Ooh. Harry was really good at the quick step. It was our Disney night dance. And he like got into the character. He was Woody. I was Bo Peep. It was so cute. And he like got into character. He had fun. And we also did our jive for our like, we did this like dance off thing for the last episode we were on. And he was really good at the jive. And I was like, dang, that would have been fun to have like a dance where you could do just that because you were good at it.
Was there any episode where you saw more response from the crowd?
Yes. No, but literally like almost every single live show, there was like huge Harry fans. Like literally we would just be standing there and they would just be like screaming his name, like taking videos of him. Like it was actually insane. And also like I would go home and like scroll on my TikTok For You page and there'd be like videos of us like backstage and like people were like filming us in the skybox and like that's just crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh. People were filming me while doing this. Like, I gotta be careful.
If you were paired up with anyone else, do you think that you would have made it further?
No, honestly. I think me and Harry were like the perfect pairing because I think if he was paired with any other pro, it would have been a different experience for him. I mean, I don't know what would have happened, but I think if I was paired with any other guy celebrity, it wouldn't have been the same. Like, I wouldn't want to be paired with anyone else. Like, I think Harry was like the perfect one to be paired with. For me.
Are you coming back next season?
I hope so. I mean, they literally don't tell us till like 2 weeks before the season even like begins or like 2 weeks before I have to move. So I literally won't know. I mean, I hope so. I hope I made a big enough splash to be on the next season, but we'll see because I literally don't know.
Last time we talked, Jacob Elordi, dream partner.
Yes.
Justin Bieber, dream partner.
Yes, obviously.
Is there anyone else on that list now?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I feel like you showed up. Like, you came. You did it.
I did it.
So now it's like, okay, let's try and get Rylee someone really good.
Yes, like a dancer maybe. Like someone
with a more dancing background?
Yes, maybe. But I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Who else did you watch or, like, look up to growing up? That would be a cool pairing.
Yes. I feel like one of my sister's partners, Jordan Fisher, was so good. Like, if I, like, maybe, like, some kind of, like, singer or, because I feel like singers can usually, like, dance. I don't know, though.
Has anyone who was on the show before made a comeback and, like, did it again?
So they used to do an all-star season where, like, winners of past seasons would come back and, like, recompete against each other, but they haven't done that in a while. But that would be, I think they should do that again.
Wow, you and Harry back together for round 2?
Yes. That would be exciting.
Who do you think is going to make it to the finals?
Ooh, that's hard. I think it's going to be Sochi, Ariana. I think those are the top 2. Like, I think either of them is going to win. I think Jason will be in the finals. And then I think Charity will be in the finals. I mean, I love Allison so much, but I'm like, it just depends. Like, those 4 people are, like, the technical dancers. So if they want, I don't know. Like, it's just hard. Like, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see who goes home this week. But I think that is going to be the top 4. I'm guessing.
As the season progressed, you guys only had to learn one dance. And then as more people got eliminated, now you had to learn a second dance.
Yes.
What kind of undertaking is that for you?
It's a lot. It's hard. Like, being a pro on Dance with Stars is hard work. I mean, I love it because that's what I do and that's what I've, like, been trained to do. But it's hard. Like, thinking about 2 different dances and also, like, asking Harry, someone who's never danced before, to learn 2 different kinds of dances is hard. Like,
Is his brain just, like, boggled?
Yes. No, it's hard. And there was one week where we did a Viennese waltz and we did a rumba. And they're very similar. And we used, like, similar aspects in the dances. And it's like, he has to remember which one goes with which. And I'm like, that's actually hard. Like, if I'm having a little bit of a hard time, like, I can't imagine how you're feeling. But yeah, when it gets to, like, 2, it's kind of like, okay, like, this is where it starts. Like, I don't even remember what it's like to only have, like, 1 dance a week.
Did he ever completely miss a dance move?
No, he didn't.
Really?
He actually, like, yeah, he never messed up, which is kind of, like, interesting. Like, that was one thing, like, before the first episode that I was like, you never know what's going to happen once they go out there and, like, the music starts playing, there's an audience, there's cameras, like, you literally do not know. So it was one of those things where I'm like, he could be one of those people that, like, literally just blinks when he goes out there, or he could, like, do it. But honestly, like, each week, he, like, just did the dance. And,
did anyone ever just blank out before?
Yes. Oh, that's happened all the time.
What?
Yes, that's happened all the time. I mean, not for me, obviously, because I've only had Harry, but there was one this season that did Maurizio and Emma. He, like, just blinked in one of his dances, which is hard. Like, there's a couple times where I've danced, like, professionally outside of this, where there's, like, I'm doing the dance and then all of a sudden I just, like, blink and, like, forget what's next. I'm like, wait, what comes next? Or, like, how does the dance start? And it's scary. And for someone who's never danced before, like, you don't know what to expect.
If you blank because you're on TV, are the producers going to give you a second shot, or is that it?
That's it, because it's live. Yeah. Yeah, so they were like, I remember one of the big producers gave us, like, a spiel before the show, and they were like, this is all live, so if you mess up, you keep going. If you fall, you keep going. The only time you guys can stop is if you're hurt. And we're like, okay. And he was like, if there's, like, a malfunction, camera malfunction, music malfunction, we'll cut to commercial. But, like, everything's live. So if there's a mess up, you can't restart. Like, you have to keep going. And I was like, don't scare Harry. Please don't scare Harry.
Are you guys in your dressing room right before the taping, or how's that work?
So the day of the show, it's kind of like, it's a long day. It starts with, you get there, you do, like, hair and makeup. And then we do, like,
But some makeups aren't as long, right?
Yeah. Some are just, like, chill makeup, especially for Harry. But we get there, yeah. We do makeup and hair, and then we do, like, a blocking of our dance on the stage with cameras and music, but, like, it's just chill. Like, in our rehearsal outfits, we just do, like, 2 runs of our dance.
Are you doing, like, the moves in your head?
No, you're doing them, like, full out because they want to get, like, camera angles, but, like, it's good. Like, we need the runs on that day. So we do that. We do, like, 2 runs of our dance, and then after that we do We usually have like lunch. We continue like with hair and makeup if we need to.
Are you guys mingling with the other pros?
Yes. Yep. Just hanging out, having a good time.
Are you trash talking?
I mean, maybe.
Rylee.
There's always trash talk. But then we just like eat lunch, chill, and then we do dress rehearsal, which is just a full run through of the show, like without any stops, like act like it's live kind of deal. And you like wear your costume.
But there's no crowd or anything.
Yeah, no crowd. It's just like the same people, but it's like a full run through. And then after the dress rehearsal, we like have like an hour or so. Usually that's when like my family gets there. So I'll like chill in my trailer with my family and just kind of hang out. And then we go in and then the live show starts. Yes. Yeah. So our trailer is like we both have like one trailer, and then mine's like this side and his is this side, if that makes sense. Like it's like one trailer split in half. And then, like, we share the trailer. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the time commitment as crazy as you thought it was?
Yeah. I mean, I expected it to be, like, as hard as it was and, like, as long as it was. But, like, it's more just, like, it really just consumes you mentally. Like, all I thought about for the last 3 months was dance and Dancing with the Stars, which is crazy. I mean, I loved it. And I thrived doing it. And it was so much fun. But that's, like, literally all you think about, and all like your energy and everything you do is like circled around Dancing with the Stars.
Would you say the competition between you and all the other dancers leveled up as each week went on, where you felt like you had to put more time into it?
Yes, for sure. I mean, it got to a point where it was like the competition is slimming down, and obviously me and Harry, like, we didn't get the best scores. So it was kind of one of those things where it's like we kind of have to like push it up so we do like belong here and like belong with the other like competition and dancers.
What judge do you think was the most critical of you?
Ooh, I don't know. I feel like maybe Derek. Derek is just like I feel like he's kind of like the hard judge. He's the very like technical judge. He like gives a lot of like technical points. But honestly, I didn't think the judges were like harsh on us. I think they gave us like good constructive criticism. I mean, there was one judge, Billy Porter. He was a guest judge, and he called Harry a tree trunk. And I was like, that is not constructive criticism.
I liked his response though.
Yeah.
Like, in the wind.
Yes.
The tree
No,
trunk.
Harry is so funny with all of that, and he just makes everything so lighthearted and fun.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Billy Porter gave us a critique that I'm like, what? Like, you can tell Harry how to make that better, or you can just call him a tree trunk. But it was so funny. I was like, where did that come from?
After the camera stopped rolling, did he take it a little personally?
Harry?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Oh,
Actually,
really?
He did not. He thought it was funny. Because honestly, yeah, I don't know. I don't think he really like took too seriously. And then he's like, I'm going to make a t-shirt. I'm like, great. You do you.
He also had his amazing race going on at the same time in Australia.
Yes.
Did he talk to you much about that?
Yeah. I mean, he said that it was such a cool experience. And it was like, it's interesting to like kind of watch a couple parts of the episode and be like, wait, Harry did that? And it was kind of crazy that it was airing at the same time as Dancing with the Stars, because like he had 2 shows going on at the same time. I'm like, wow, you go.
Would he talk about the other reality shows versus Dancing with the Stars?
Yes.
And in terms of like what?
He would just say that like Dancing with the Stars is really just, they're just awesome. Like, they're sweet to you. They're a family to you. Like, you just like get so close with everybody on the show, including like the crew members and like the camera people and the people at the studio and the producers are at the studio. Like, it's just a family. Like, he kind of said that like dating shows aren't really real, you know, and it's a lot of like producing, and there isn't much of that. So I think it was kind of like a nice change from his like usual dating show, and like he got to do this and like feel like welcome and like in a family, and like it was about him and his journey.
Do you think you kept your positive attitude and chipperness the whole time?
Oh, yes, for sure. I think so. I mean, there are a couple times where I cried, you know, but that's bound to happen. You need a good cry sometimes. But I feel like I was like the most positive, and I always wanted like a positive week. And like regardless of what happened on show day and whatever people were saying, I feel like I was always like, let's keep going and be awesome, because like, what can we do, you know?
Did any group chats form between you and anyone else?
No, not really.
No?
No. Just me and Harry.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I still can't believe, like, you really got thrown out into the middle of it.
No, I really did. Like, my first season was, like, a splash. Like, they've never had, like, someone's first season be, like, so out there as mine, which is crazy.
Were you in traditional media too, like publications of, like the magazines you see in supermarkets type stuff? Because I saw you all over Snapchat, TikTok, everything social media.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think I was in, like, magazines, but, like, everything that, like, I, like, used and did, I was on, which is crazy. Like, one thing that, like, really blew my mind is, like, my TikTok For You page has become, like, a Harry and Riley For You page, and I'm like, I can't watch any other video unless if it's about me, and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, what does that feel like having all those fan pages created for you?
I mean, it's so sweet. I think it's so cool. The edits they make of me and Harry, I'm like, cute. Like, I love that. You're, like, making such a cool thing out of this, but I think it's so sweet that, like, so many people were, like, impacted by us, and it's, like, it's just so surreal. And, like, before this all happened, I didn't know what to expect about the experience and what was going to happen. And also, like, growing up, I, like, always wanted it, but I didn't know if it was going to happen. And then my first season, like, was this big and, like, really helped me grow and kind of, like, brand myself and become something for myself. It's just, like, I just feel lucky.
Do you know how many followers you grew on social media?
I mean, I started with, like, 150K on Instagram, and now I'm at, like, 520,000 or something like that. I'm like, what? And that's a lot of followers. Like, I don't think that usually really happens to people. Like, TikTok, same thing. I was at like 100. Now I'm at like 500. Snapchat, I really grew on that. Like, it's just crazy that it, like, that happened.
What's your next plan now? Are you done with the show? Like, this season?
Yeah, so they have 2 weeks left of the whole season, but, like, I'm still a part of it. Like, I'll be a part of, like, a couple numbers that they have in the episodes, and then Harry comes back for the finale. The whole entire cast comes back for the finale, so I'll be there for that.
For a group dance?
Yes. Yeah, just, like, a full opening number, just kind of, like, bringing everyone back, and then they also like to have everyone back when they announce the winner because it's, like, exciting and fun and brings the energy. But so I'll be, like, there for that, but once the season is over, I'll be back home in Utah just chilling. And then I'll come back down here because I'm going to be going on tour. So I'll start tour rehearsals, then I go back to Utah for Christmas, and then I come back down here, and then we fly to our first city for tour, and then I'm there until March, the end of March. So
3 months of touring.
Yes.
Wow.
Living on a tour bus. That's my next move is tour, which is, I'm actually really excited for tour. I think it's going to be really fun. I've never, like, done any kind of tour before, so it'll be interesting, but I'm really, really excited.
How many days on, how many days off?
Of tour? So 3 months on. Wait, what do you mean?
Like each week. Are you dancing 5 days a week?
Oh, it's every day.
7 days a week?
There's a show every single day.
Rylee Arnold.
I think so. I mean, I think we may have like 1 or 2 days off or something like that, or like an extra day in a certain city, but I think there's a show every single day.
And what is the dancing? Just different routines?
Yes. So we, like, when we do rehearsals, there's going to be dances that are from, like, the season that we used already, that we already know. But then some are just, like, new dances that you're doing with, like, the pros.
Is there a Q&A panel?
I don't think so, no. Well, there's, like, so Emma is the host of the show, and she, like, talks throughout and, like, pulls people through and, like, talks to them. But I don't think there's, like, a Q&A, but there's definitely, like, talking involved. It's not just, like, dancing. But it's an exciting show. I remember going to, like, the tour shows when my sister was on, and they were always so fun.
Are you going to be on a bus?
Yes, I am. Living on a bus.
This is great because literally, like, last summer, you just graduated.
Yes, I did not expect this life. Like, it really took a turn, and it's just crazy. Like, my whole year was consumed by this, and, like, I loved it. And I'm so excited for tour. Like, I think it's going to be, like, so fun. And to, like, just meet a bunch of different people and, like, fans of the show is going to be so cool. But, yeah. Like, it's crazy to think that I, like, had no idea what was going on with my life. I had 2 weeks to, like, pack up my stuff, and then I got here, and it was just like, bam, like, everything started. Your
sister being on the show, obviously your family is so heavily invested in it.
Yes.
Was your family group chat popping off after each episode?
Oh, yes. I mean, my mom came down for every single episode, which is so sweet. I love her so much. But my family was so involved. I mean, I'm so close with my family. Like, we just have such a special bond, and I love all of them so much. But yeah, like they were all so invested. I would send them videos of my dance like every single day after the end of rehearsal. And they're like, okay, Rylee, not bad. Like,
oh, of you and Harry?
Yes. Yep. They would like, they were just so involved in everything that I did. I told them about everything that I was doing. What would your sister say? They're like, you're amazing. I mean, they were like, they've been so sweet and so awesome and supportive about everything I've done and like have really been complimentary. And honestly, I don't think I could have like done the whole entire season without my sisters because they were just like there. I mean, it's hard when you're the pro, like you kind of cater everything to your celeb and like make sure that they're doing good and like their mental space is good. So it's hard to sometimes think about yourself. It's like, how am I feeling? How am I dealing with everything? Because what came with like being the pro that was like new and brought out into this is I had no experience of it. So like the hate comments and like just like the anxiety of it all was new to me. So I feel like I kind of had to have like a release and somebody to like talk to about it, and that was like my family for me. Like every time I needed to talk about something or I needed like a confidence boost or like something like that, it was always like my sisters and my parents because they're just awesome.
Yeah. If you were asked for your return season, how would you handle that going forward?
If I get asked back for another season, I will literally be so happy because it's like now I know how it feels. Now I have like a feel of like how everything works. And, like, I feel very, like, seasoned and experienced now, which is really nice. So I feel like it will be, like, a better feeling season for me. But, honestly, like, if it's anything like this season, I would do it a million times because it was so much fun.
If you were to... Because you have to go wherever the celeb is, right?
Yes, yeah.
Where else would you want to go besides L.A.?
Oh, I don't know.
I want to see you paired up with someone in, like, Alaska.
Alaska?
I want to see you in an igloo teaching some dances.
Alaska. I hope I don't go to Alaska. That would be hard. I'd get like seasonal depression or something like that.
But, yeah, and then fly out every week.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like New York would be really cool. I feel like we went to New York for Good Morning America and I actually really liked it. Like it was a good vibe. I feel like that would be fun to go to each week.
What'd you do there? Just speak?
Yeah, we did like a little like performance and then they announced the whole cast at Good Morning America. And yeah, that was really fun. But I think like traveling with a partner could be really cool and interesting. But honestly, it's so nice to just be here and be like a part of everything here because it's just so nice to like go to rehearsal, go home, chill. And it's just like all in like 15-minute radius of each other, which is nice.
Was that crazy just seeing it on your schedule? Like, we're going to New York. You're on Good Morning America.
Yes. Insane. Like the fact that I went on Good Morning America was so crazy. Like I never would have believed myself like 2 years ago that I was going to do all of this. So like going to New York and like doing Good Morning America and like doing press afterwards was so big for me and just so crazy.
Was doing press difficult?
A little bit. Press was like honestly like one of my least favorite parts of the day because it was like you did the show day, the huge long show day that started at 6 a.m. And then right after the show, you have to like get chipper and talk to press. And like, there's so many people at press. They ask you a lot of questions. So like, that was definitely hard. But I remember my first press line for Good Morning America, I was so nervous. And I feel like I didn't know how to answer any of the questions. I like just did not understand the flow of it whatsoever. So it's just like so funny that now I'm like, oh yeah, press, whatever. But I remember like the first time doing press, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is a big deal. But it was literally like nothing.
Was it hard being the speculation of a dating rumor?
A little bit. I mean, it's honestly, no, not really. It wasn't hard. Like I didn't like take it like to heart or anything and like make it like affect me. I thought it was kind of funny. Like I thought it was kind of fun that people were like speculating, but there wasn't a part of me that was like, oh, I wish this wasn't happening, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't really have any thoughts about it.
Would you and Harry share each thing with each other? Like, oh my God, like we were just holding hands. Now everyone thinks we're married.
Well, we literally, like, we walked out of the Tik concert, and after we had held hands, and we're, like, walking across the street, obviously not holding hands, and we're like, oh, someone probably got a video of us holding hands just barely, and we're like, it's okay. Like, it won't turn into anything. Like, no one's gonna, like, think that's a big deal. And then the next morning we're like, oh my gosh, look at this video. And we're like sending each other videos. We're like, what is going on? And that was one of those things where it was just like out of the blue. And like we didn't think anything of it in the time, but it actually became something.
Did he become a little protective of you?
Yeah, I think so. I think he became protective. He was very protective the whole season. He wanted to make sure that I like felt comfortable with everything that I was doing. And no, he was really, really sweet. Like just the perfect partner for me, especially for my first season. And yeah, he was protective. He helped me meet people. He brought me to a lot of experiences and got me to do a lot of fun things with him. And then, yeah, he was just ultimately just like my best friend. And like I gained such a good like relationship with someone throughout this whole entire process, which I'm so grateful for. Because sometimes your partners can be like wish-washy. Like he could be mean to you and you just have to like stick with it and like try your best to make it work. But I got so lucky that Harry was my partner.
Now that you have all these new followers, can we see you vlogging or doing anything social media wise going forward?
Yes. I mean, I want to like do a lot of content now, and like I think it's so fun to like post TikToks and like do like Instagram stuff. So I feel like I'm gonna do a lot of like content throughout tour, because I think it's so cool to like kind of see behind the scenes of what tour is actually like. And I feel like I'm one of the only pros that like kind of shares that on social media. So I think I'm gonna like continue to do it because I think it's so fun. But yeah, it's going to be hard to not like make content with Harry now, because it's like we like made so much fun videos and now I'm like, what do I post now if it's not about Harry?
This is wild.
Yeah.
I still think it's so cool that you really did get thrown out into it and like you crushed it. And like,
thank you.
You really did. You really did.
Yeah. This is like, yeah. And to be like, to have this kind of season for my first one is like, it's a lot to handle. Like, I feel like if I wasn't like strong, like mentally and like actually prepared to be on the show, it would have been really hard for me, because a lot came with it and a lot was hard about it, obviously, because that's just how it is. But I think I was like really just like, I was mature this season and I feel like I was mentally strong for it. So I just like handled it as well as I could. If
you were thrown into another reality show, what would it be and how would you do?
Ooh. You know what I've always wanted to be a part of? Selling Sunset.
Really? Do you want to be buying or selling?
Selling, for sure. Like, I don't know why. The vibes of Selling Sunset, like, I just want to be a part of it. Like, their outfits, their lifestyle. I mean, I don't know how much of it is real. Like, I'm like, do you actually sell the houses or is it all just fake? But I think that would be so fun to do. I don't know why.
Squid Games?
Squid Games, yes. I actually started watching the reality of it.
Oh, how is it?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's actually good. It's kind of crazy. Like, it's insane. It's like it's like the reality show, but it's literally like the actual show that they made. Like, the actual show that they made seemed so real, but it like kind of was real. Like,
I see all the behind the scenes of people like TikTokers saying their experience on it. Have you seen those?
No, I haven't.
I feel like they told people like, vlog it, talk about it.
Yeah.
And they're saying that during the first one where the girl's like staring at you, that took like 8 hours to do and you only see it over 5 minutes.
Seriously?
Yeah, and they're talking about like all the different conditions and stuff, and it's crazy that this is like we're seeing like these people's perspectives on it. Like, their vlogs are really good, which is a little suspicious to me.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you'll start getting some now.
Yes, now I want to see them. I know the phone's listening.
Yeah. Cool.
No, yeah, that's like a really cool show. I actually like it a lot, but that's interesting.
Yeah. So after you do the tour, what's your plan?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm kind of like taking it day by day, but I'll probably just be back in Utah with my family. But I have no idea. I mean, hopefully I'll get asked back for the next season, which will probably, I don't know when the next season is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be pushed forward or it's going to be the same time as this one was.
Because sometimes they do 2 in a year, right?
Yeah, sometimes they do 2 in a year. I don't know if that's happening this year, but it would be really cool if like they did do 2 in a year and I was just like right back into the new season. But
what a gamble. You don't know anything.
Yes, that's the hard part about being on the show is like you literally do not know if you're going to be a pro that season until 2 weeks before you move. Like, legit. So you just kind of like sit around and hope for the best, which is kind of crazy.
Wow.
yeah.
Is Derek always a guest? Sorry, not a guest. Is Derek always a judge?
Usually, yes. Well, always. He's always, ever since he started being a judge, he's always been a judge. I mean, I don't know how their contracts work, and I don't know if it's like, maybe I won't get asked back, but I think they're pretty like set in stone.
And then Julianne's always the host?
Yes, I think so. I mean, this was her first season. So, yeah, this is her first season as a host. I thought she did amazing. Her and Alfonso together were like the perfect pair as hosts. Like, I thought they were so fun. So I'm hoping that they'll bring both of them back, but I'm sure they will.
Do they start speculating on who the celebs would be for the next season?
I don't think anyone's speculated now, but I mean, I'm sure they're thinking about it. Like, I'm sure they're already like kind of having to like talk to people about it. But I'm like, I wonder who's going to be on next season. Like, it's hard to even think of a next season. Like, I feel like this is it, but like, no, like there's more. It's
crazy because you and Harry got me invested in this show now.
Yeah.
And I never watched Dancing with the Stars before, but now I'm like deep diving into who else was on it. And I'm like, now I want to watch stuff.
I know, it's crazy. Like, I feel like me and Harry did bring like kind of an audience to the show and like a younger demographic, because I do think like the people that watched Dance with the Stars in the past were like older, maybe.
Yeah, my
like
parents.
I'm guessing, like that's the people that like wanted to watch it, and it didn't really like the younger demographic, like people on TikTok didn't really watch Dancing with the Stars. Like, they're more into like the Netflix stuff and like not live TV. But I think like posting our content and like involving everybody really helped bring that younger demographic onto the show, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, because we got to see that side of you guys outside of the studio.
Yes, exactly.
It wasn't just curated by the show.
Yeah, which is exciting. That's like what makes it fun.
Did they tell you to TikTok?
Yeah, I mean, they love it because that's like promoting their show and that's getting people to watch it. But I mean, they weren't like, you have to post TikToks. Like, they don't tell that to each couple, or like you have to like post this time. Like, it's all you. Like, it's kind of like, if you want to get the votes, if you want to make it to to like the next week, you have to like put that in your hands and post, you know? So that's what me and Harry did.
Do you have any regrets on the last episode? Do you wish you leaned in to tell people to vote more?
I mean, no, I actually don't have any regrets. I feel like I did exactly what I've done like in past episodes. I don't really know like what happened with the voting there, but I'm like, I didn't have any regrets about it because I'm like, I did exactly what I did in the past week. So whatever happened, and like I was good with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your tour coming up.
Yes.
Very exciting. Social media stuff. Very exciting.
Yes.
Have you had any partnerships with anybody yet?
Yes, I've actually had quite a bit. A lot like rolled in when I first started, which is crazy. And like the fact that you can make money off of partnerships is insane to me. I'm like, what? Like, I've been missing out.
Imagine like Rylee a year ago.
Yeah.
Like, what would you tell her?
I mean, I would tell her like what was going on, and I don't think she would believe me. Like, actually, because like there was a point in my senior year where I was like, what am I going to do? Like, where is my life going to end up? And like, I was kind of losing hope in the fact that I was going to get on the show, because you just never know. And the fact that I'm here and I like had this season, it's just crazy.
How do you think you stay grounded throughout this whole process?
I think it's my family keeps me really grounded. And I also like, I just don't let it really get in my head at all. Like, I feel like I don't really think about it that much. Like, I'm not thinking over the fact that like I am talked about, or like I'm growing followers, or like my TikTok For You page, just like stuff like that. I feel like I don't really let it like affect me. And when I still don't feel like I'm like, I wouldn't call myself famous at all, but like I don't think of myself in that way at all. Like, I still just think that I'm just Rylee and I'm just normal. And like, obviously I should, because it's like, I'm not like crazy, you know? I don't know if I'm making sense, but like, I just don't feel any different at all. And I feel like that's kept me grounded.
I'm so pumped for you.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, you crushed it. You did awesome on the show.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for everything you're going to do, and thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you so much.
And Rylee?
Peace out.
Peace out.
I started here, and I ended here.
Let's go. Is this your second podcast? You still never done any others?
Third.
Oh, you did?
JoJo's podcast, Yep.
And then the return. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, let's do season 2.
Yeah, seriously, we're going to have to.
We're going to have to. Guys, lightweights, out. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.